And we're live. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are rocking and rolling with some D&D 5th edition adventure creation
look
tonight.
at that, everybody.
What is going
There's a new
on? I'm
follower.
excited. This will be the third time we have worked on this adventure, Serpent, Sanctum, and I'm very optimistic that we will probably not finish it tonight. we work through these things pretty slowly. Oh, look at this. Squeaky is already... Whoops, that's the wrong way. Squeaky is saying hi to us. He is greeting everybody on the live stream.
That,
Squeaky, wave to everybody. Squeaky, yeah, he is more concerned with not getting thrown off as I spin back and forth. But hey, there we go. So tonight we will be doing a giveaway of some of these wonderful, beautiful, what do we call it? Where's my screen? Where's my screen? These bad boys right here, tactical tokens. Some of you have won these in the past. Some of you are anxiously awaiting Lady Luck to visit you with some. So perhaps tonight is your night, so we'll be doing a giveaway. The way I do these giveaways is it is only open during the live stream. At the end of the live stream, I will roll the winner of the giveaway. And anybody who is in the live stream when we when I open it up and give you the secret password is eligible for this. Actually, you know what? Let's do something fun. Let's open up the secret password right now so you guys can enter the giveaway. Because some of you guys join me at the beginning and some of you don't stick through the whole thing and then you miss out. So you know what? We're going to open this up to everyone who is here first. All right? Because that's the YouTube thing, right? First. All right, so I'm going to give you that code in just a moment. Before I forget, though, I got something really cool here from one of my dudes. This right here, and you can't see it very well because my camera is not set up to focus at that focal range, is Latkus, my man. You, dude, you get like the trophy today. You can't see that. This is an awesome barbarian. I'll probably need to take a picture of this and actually so I can put it up on the screen, like a big screen and stuff. But this dude right here, so this is an awesome barbarian and it has the blue face paint in the form of a hand on the face, just like I do my barbarians in my videos. So Zlatkus, thank you. Thanks a lot for painting this. This is awesome. This is going to be in my games. When we need a barbarian NPC or something, or a hireling, this is the dude I'm using in my games that I play at my tables. That's where I play my games. So you're the man. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I loved your letter too. Very, very cool. Sweetness. All right, so got some lots of folks here. Who we got? Hey, D&D Jordan, what up? Jordan, Leah, good to see you. Thanks for hopping in. Leanne. See lots of familiar faces, some new folks. Panda, what up? Tropical Boy Twitch, what's up? I'm gonna give that code to you guys. So down on my Twitch panel is the link to where you're gonna enter that giveaway. And hello, Squeaky. Mr. Lemon Pie, what up? Mr. Lemon Pie. So Mr. Lemon Pie is one of my Ancient Dragon patrons, and we are just about to start our game. Our Ancient Dragon game. It's my Patreon game. And next Wednesday is our first game session. And I am pumped. I just got done designing the dungeon we're going to be running and stuff. It's going to be really sweet. We're doing it over on Roll20. A combination between Roll20 and Discord. So that's going to be lots of fun, dude. I'm looking forward to that. Radiance Guardian. Hello. Creeping Rican. This is like the name roll off. I'm just calling people's names. Hey, Philip Ketchup's here. What up, dude? I have his permission to call him Ketchup, for the record. I couldn't pronounce his last name. He's like, dude, just call me Ketchup. And I was good with that. He was good with that. Blacksmith, good to see you again, buddy. Who else we got? Juju King Kai. Awesome. Intero Bang. What up? Chris Fincher. All right, that's awesome. I could just call off names all night, and then we'd just be calling off people's names. All right, so you want that code. Let me give you that code. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link to the giveaway in the chat, just in case you're on a phone or something and it's hard to get to that panel down below, because I think the Twitch like mobile app, it kind of makes it hard for you to get to certain places, for me at least. So there's the link, and where am I at? Code. Let's make up a code. Oh, where'd Squeaky go? That's our code. Where'd Squeaky go? There's your code, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! Thank you for the sub, Nithrius. Appreciate that. Fist bump right there. By the way, all of you folks who are, well, first of all, go off to Gleam and sign up for the giveaway. First, that's the first thing. These tactical tokens are amazing. I'm getting distracted. I got lots of things going through my mind right now. You got like super hyperactive Luke tonight. I went to bed at a normal time last night and got some sleep, and so now today I actually have energy. So you're gonna get the full bore. These things right here, these things are freaking amazing. These tactical tokens, you guys. If you don't win tonight, you go to this dude's website. This is my man Dave. He makes these things. They're super high quality. They're cheap too when compared to miniatures, and they're super portable. High color, black and white on one side for when something dies, and full color on the other side. And you can get, 10% off with the special promo code, the DM Lair. So go check Dave's stuff out. It is super cool. What I wanted to tell you guys, because my man subbed to us just a moment ago, is I'm in the process right now of working with an artist to get some real cool like sub badges. It's going to be this like, so there are 3 tiers of subs you can get. There's like a $5, I think there's a 10 or 15, there's a 25 or something. I don't know what y'all are. Anyway, 3 tiers. I'm going to get 3 different images. One is like a little dragon coming out of its shell, and the other one's like a kind of a intermediate dragon, and the other one's like a full-grown dragon like breathing fire. So I'm working on getting some sub badges. I realize that I am not totally on board with sub badges yet. So all you folks are like ponying up dough to sub me, and you're not getting any of your benefits and your perks. But you are supporting the channel, so I do thank you for that. Where were we going? So you guys followed up. You got the giveaway. I gave you the password. There are different ways you can sign up for that giveaway. And at the end of the stream tonight, I will be drawing the winner to the giveaway. You don't have to be here to win, because you're entering your email address in, and I will shoot you an email, and then we'll work things out. You don't got to stay the whole time. Although, if you do stay the whole time, like, it's more fun that way than going to bed on a Friday night. Who goes to bed on a Friday night? All right, there you go. I'm going to drink some coffee from my fancy new mug. I mean, it's coffee, right? Zombie, your sub does not go unnoticed. Subs do not go unnoticed around here. I'm just behind. I have so much crap going on, and I have so little time to do it. Yeah, there's a giveaway, dude. Master the game. Get your butt down in that panel and click. It's the giveaway to these thingies right here. These bad boys right here. Win some of these. These are freaking sweet. My man Dave makes these. My man Dave. Tactical Tokens Dave. Yeah, there you go. Hook yourself up, man. The secret word is Where'd Squeaky Go? Where'd Squeaky Go? All right, we were going to be creating a D&D 5th edition adventure tonight. In fact, we are mid-adventure creation.
There's a new follower.
What I want to do is I want to dance, my little dance. Did I see the new Unearthed Arcana? No, what's it about? I don't, I'm really bad at this. I am very, very, very bad about keeping up to pace with like new developments in the D&D world. I'm horrible at it. I'm just like, I'm so like on point with like my little world, that like there's a new Unearthed Arcana, there's a new module coming out, there's this, that, and the other. I'm just like, I don't know about these things. So, will you hand deliver them? No, dude. I'm not gonna hand deliver them to you. You could drive up to me and get them. Master the Game. Master the Game has a channel too called Master the Game over on YouTube, and he lives like an hour from me. And we were hanging out at Grand Con over the weekend and talking D&D and a bunch of other good cool crap. So it was a lot of fun. So yeah. Death Ray Chicken Nuggets. Oh, I love your name. I probably tell you that I love your name every single time you're on the stream. Because it's just amazing. I should rebrand my channel Death Ray Chicken Nuggets. I'd probably have to pay you some sort of like fee or something to buy your name, but whatever. A new sorcerer. Oh, that sounds interesting. All right, sweetness. Woo! All right, how about we do some adventure creation instead of Luke running his mouth off about random stuff? How's that sound? Although maybe running my mouth off is fun. It's fun for me, but it's probably not. I have a cat cam too. Let's see if there's anything on the cat cam tonight. Yep, there's one cat. You can see him. He is in front of. That's the wrong way. He's in front of the weightlifting bench right there. One little cat. That's Squeaky. No, that's Squirty Pie. That's Squirty Pie right there. For those of you who are new to the stream, Welcome to the stream, welcome to the Cat Cam, where Luke routinely showcases his wide array of cats. And I do mean wide array, lots of cats. All right, let's take a look at what we're doing tonight. Boom. So this guy, I gotta make this so you guys can actually kind of see it a little bit better. This bad boy right here is Serpent Sanctum. This is the adventure we have been working on. And let me do a little zoomy action, make sure you all can see this adequately. I'm probably gonna want to be jumping around, so I want to get my navigation set up. There we go, that's pretty good. So basically, it's all in a Word document. By the way, for the record, you guys can download this document right now at a link down in the panel on my Twitch page. And when we get done with this is going to be available for everybody to use. This is how I do these live streams with these adventure creations. You guys help me create an adventure, and I provide it to you for download. That's how we do these things. And I have a map that goes along with it. Speaking of our map, you guys check this map out. Are you the inspiration for the crazy cat lady on The Simpsons? Dude, I am the crazy cat lady, minus the lady part. I'm a guy. But yeah, totally, I qualify. You guys, what's the site for the giveaway? Dude, it's down in the panel. It's down in the panel. Somebody drop a link. Do I have any mods on? I don't know if people can drop links unless you're a mod or something. I don't know how that works. But it's down in the panel. The Crazy Cat Man. What was I saying? Oh, I wanted to show you guys. This is the map that we have right here. I want to give a shout out to the dude who provided me this map. This is the map we've been using. That's too big. This is the map we've been using for our adventure creation right here. And you guys can see that we have about a third, I think, of the adventure created, because we're kind of filling in labels on this map as we go. And I'm going to shout the dude out who makes this. My man, Justin David Russell. Everybody's my man. Everybody's my man tonight. This dude right here, let's go over to his junk right here. So he sells he does maps, you guys. He is the map master. You can check his site out over at Epic Works Studio. And I'm gonna drop a link. I'm gonna drop a link down in the chat here. You guys can. He does crazy maps, lots of awesome maps. Many of these things are pay what you want over on DriveThruRPG. That means you can get it, and then you can decide how much you want to give him for his maps. Some of them, the ones that you actually pay for, are like super high resolution and stuff. So I use all of my adventure creation. I use his maps because I like them. They're really cool. They're really clean. You know, they're not super complicated, but they look really slick as well. So this is the dude. Go check his crap out. It's really good. There you go. Boom. There's my plug for that guy. He provides me maps to use on my live stream, so he gets a beautiful plug. All right. Now, how about we create some stuff tonight? How about we create an adventure? This is just Luke running off at the mouth talking about all these awesome people in D&D world. All right, cool. People can drop links down in there. That's good. It might eventually become a problem, but for now, it helps me. Master of the game, I'm glad you like my my lighting. These are actually, so these lights right here, dude, were like, I think about, they're RGB floodlights is all they are. I got them off Amazon. I want to say each one of them was about $40. They were not super expensive at all. And then basically, I mean, I have some normal lighting right here that's shining on my face to illuminate me. The rest of the room is just illuminated by these floodlights. I have one floodlight there in front of my bookcases, and I have two that are directly behind me on the far wall, way back there. So that's the lighting. It's not super complicated. Probably about $150, and boom, you got it. Can I make a rap group called Drop a Link? You can definitely make that rap group, dude. You let me know how it goes. I might what do you want to call it? Not sponsor it. Become an investor in it. Secret word is where'd Squeaky go? All right, we're creating an adventure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the basic idea of our adventure, we're calling it Serpent Sanctum. The whole idea behind this is that there is a group of yuan-ti in this sort of temple, and the yuan-ti have a goal. What was their goal? We have it written down. Okay, so there is a yuan-ti abomination that is trying, this is our storyline right here. He's trying to become an abomination. The yuan-ti use grung, which are these adorable little frog creatures from Volo's Guide to Monsters, to guard the outer area. And then the yuan-ti are having Grung hunt cattle from nearby villages for food. The Grung have to drag the cattle back to their compound, leaving for the obvious trails. So basically, there's a local village that tells heroes, go take care of this problem because our cattle are showing up missing. You know, so it's pretty straightforward little thing. And basically I'm not gonna give you a summary of everything that we've developed so far. You guys can see that this is kind of the way I do my adventures and the way we're doing it. I have read aloud text. I have, it's fairly well laid out and usable. This is not just some junk that we're slapping on a page and calling it a day. We are making sure that we're creating something here that hopefully people will find useful and also just be able to use, because I don't know what your guys' DM notes look like, but maybe everybody makes DM notes like this. Maybe I'm just normal, I guess. Anyway, that's what we got going on, and we rolled loot on a loot table. And right now, what we had just got done doing in the last section, this part right here on the I'm gonna do a zoomy action. This part right here is the entry. Okay, the foyer, the statue hall. There's a hallway with a cool pit with a really cool trap we designed. I love that trap, by the way. I put that trap in the adventure that I ran at Grand Con just like a week or two ago. And none of my groups fell for it. They all circumvented it one way or another. Well, one group never even went down that corridor. The other group burned the slime away, and then it was obvious that it was a trap, and then they circumvented it. We have the cathedral right here with a bunch of grung in it. Now, we've already used all the grung that we're going to use in this adventure. This top part right here, all of these rooms that we have not mapped out yet, this is yuan-ti, okay? Because you guys can see that there are 2 secret doors. This southern part of the compound has 2 secret doors that lead into the northern part of the compound, okay? And the northern part here is where the yuan-ti dwell, okay? You want to see the mini again? All right, here's the mini. Woo! Here's the barbarian mini. You can't really... My focal distance on my camera is set to this range right here. So when I put it up close, you can't see it. But this is the mini right here. This is the more or less the right focal range for it. So I don't know if this is... You can't see it super well, but it's pretty sweet. So Islatkus is dead. You should be proud. That mini rocks. I'm going to use it in my games. The Dragonborn's breath weapon it originates in his mouth, from his mouth. So the first, if you're using a grid... And this is the Dragonborn square, it would start affecting people directly in front of him and then spray out like that. I think it's a 15-foot cone. So it definitely starts from his mouth, which is the front of his square. Okay, that makes sense to me. Lord Fireheart! Woo! Bonjour, mon ami! Je m'appelle Luc. Ich möchte ein Stück Käse. That's all the French I know, and I'm pretty sure that last part was German.
Hey, look at that, everybody! There's a new follower!
Hey, look at that! It was good enough French to get him to follow me. He's like, this guy speaks excellent French, I'm going to follow him, thank you very much. Hablo español también, por si acaso alguien quiere seguirme. There we go, I'll get some Spanish followers as well. I speak Spanish bajillion times better than I speak French or German, for the record. All right. Let's rock and roll. We're gonna create an adventure tonight, and we're gonna stop jibber jabbering. So, what are we doing, guys? This is supposed to be yuan-ti. The way this works is you guys come up with the ideas. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Rosendark. I appreciate that. Ich genieße den Bachluk. Ich habe das nicht verstanden. Meine Deutsch ist sehr schlecht. Ich habe Deutsch nicht gesprochen auf a long time. I don't know how to say this stuff. Yeah. Ich habe Deutsch studiert am der Uni. I don't know. That's probably slaughtered. But I did my best. That's from 15 years ago. So you got to give me... Oh, you don't speak German? Oh, come on, dude. You had me going there, man. I thought you spoke German. Well, got somebody else to subscribe. Thank you. Grim? Too many languages. Yeah. I was hardcore into learning languages when I was in college. I learned Spanish, and then the next thing I learned was German, and I was taking these intensive language classes in the University of Michigan, so like, you learn to speak these languages. Like, I could carry on a normal conversation in German. Spanish, yeah, that was the easiest language to learn. German wasn't that bad. French was hard. The only reason French was hard for me personally is the pronunciation of it. I had a horrible time pronouncing the words. My French teacher actually told me that when I spoke French, I had a Spanish accent. I sounded like I was from like Central America or something because of the way I spoke French. So it wasn't like, language is fairly easy for me. It's sometimes the pronunciation that is hard, you know. I feel German wasn't too bad. French just like blew my mind. So I did the best I could. What room we're working on? Let's work on this room right here, guys. Somebody, thank you. Who was that? Sky Harpy. Sky Harpy, thank you for keeping us on track. Let's look at this right here. Let's do a little zoomy action. This corridor. So there's a secret door right here. There is a mechanism for opening that secret door. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait. You guys are looking at my face. See, this is what's going to happen tonight, guys. I'm going to be looking at the map, and I'm going to think that you can see the map, but you can't because I leave it on full face. And so you have to yell at me. You have to say, Luke, you're a moron. Let's go. Show us the map. And you can use those exact words, and I will not be offended. Because it's true. Like, hey, thanks for the cheer. An anonymous cheer. Yay! Is that a thing? Is that your name? That's actually your name. Wow, that's cool. Or is that a mechanism in Twitch where somebody can cheer but remain anonymous? I have no idea how that works. I'm not like a Twitch. I'm not like a super learned yet on Twitch. But we're doing this corridor right here, guys. This is what I want to focus on tonight. This corridor right here. So they came through this secret door. And I'm pretty sure from the foyer 01 that there is... I'm pretty sure that there is a mechanism. Or it might be the statue hall. Yeah. The secret door to the north is opened. Yeah. Okay, we already have a mechanism for opening that secret door. So we're not going to belabor the point. Oh, you can make it when you cheer. It doesn't show your name. Okay, cool. Thanks, Chris. That's good to know. This is a certified moment. I'm having a moment. I have lots of moments around here. All right. I'm the first Twitch streamer to say your name correctly. Rosendark. I just said it correctly twice. I should just keep saying your name. Usually I don't pronounce things worth a darn. I'm like, instead of necromancer, I say necromancer. People in the comments will correct me on that. What else do I do? Chieftain, I say chieftain. And then I just slaughter. I slaughter the English language. I blame it on my mother for teaching me wrong. All right, guys, this corridor right here. Any ideas for something we can do in this corridor? Right here. Or do we care? You know what? Maybe we don't care. We already have something special in the foyer, this entrance hall, the statue hall. We have this hallway, it has like a trap in it. How about we do this? There's a statue right here. Why don't let's not trap this hallway or anything. This hallway is the hallway that the yuan-ti routinely travel down, so I don't think it would be trapped. Let's just do this. Let's do something special to this statue. This little star within a circle represents a statue. Yes, these lines are stairs. So as you go farther down this hallway, the stairs go down and it gets lower and lower. And these stairs go down and these stairs go down. So yes, those are stairs. I want to do something to this statue. What ideas do you guys got for the statue? Something interesting. It might be a guardian of some sorts. I mean, we can just say, it's a stone. Oh, you know what we should do, you guys? I should probably tell you what level this is being designed for. This is being designed for a level 6 to 9. We're designing this for levels 6 to 9. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to forget it. Oh, the other thing we do, guys, is when I design my adventures, I don't just design them for one level. I design my adventures for a range of 4 different levels. And that way, I don't really know all the time what order my players are going to hit those adventures in. And so I'll design it for a range. That way, wherever they happen to be, it's ready to go. And I can just boom, and I'm ready. The other advantage of me designing it for a range of levels is that for you guys, when you use this, there's a higher likelihood that your group is going to be in that level range, I suppose. So it makes it more useful for folks, I think, too. So what about that statue? What can we do about that statue? I want ideas. I usually don't like to... I usually prefer to get ideas from you guys, although I will preface this plea for ideas with, I can only use one idea. I have one statue, I can use one idea. I feel bad a lot of times because I get so many great ideas from you all, and then I can't use them all, and I'm like, ah. So I have to pick one. That's the nature of the beast. A cool magic item. It's a sentient coat rack. That would blow the player's mind, because the statue would literally be like, "May I hold your coat?" and reach its hands out. And the players would be like thinking they're going to attack it or something, but it's literally just, it's a coat rack. "May I hold your coat?" Because this temple might have used to be something else, for humans or something. That's really cool. That's a good idea. It yells at them for being too noisy. "Quiet down!" An alarm system. It could be an alarm system. I don't want to give them a magic item right away. Like we just got into the dungeon and hey, here's a magic item. Let's hold that off. If we're gonna do a magic item, it's gonna be like further in, I think. It just talks and moves. Is there any way to change a Twitch username? I have no idea, man. I'm the wrong one to ask. It gives a speech. It could give a speech. It's an alarm. I'm hearing alarm. I like the idea of a coat rack. Let's get it to move. It follows the players, preventing them to go back up the stairs. Okay, there's an idea. If they sneak past, they can surprise the enemy at the coat rack. Maybe a key for something later. Has multiple hands and a snake body. I think so. I think it's gonna have. So what number are we on? I think it's definitely gonna be in the form of a snake. We are on. I think this is room 5. Nope, not room 5. We're on 6. Okay, so we are on room 6. Let's put some text here. So this is 7. I'm sorry, we're on 7. Oh crap. All right, stand by. I have to copy this thing. Come on, baby. I gotta duplicate that layer. Where is that? Oh, crap. Ah! I duplicated it. I don't know where it went. Which one did I duplicate? I thought I duplicated that one. Why the heck? No layers are selected. There it is. I got it. I found it. And now it's like... it disappeared. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm getting it together. I'm struggling in Photoshop today. Struggling in Photoshop. So we're going to call this... this will be 07. We got to give this a name. We're going to give it a name. It is... We already have 03 hallway. So we'll say 07 corridor. And I think I'm spelling that right. Am I spelling that right? That's close. It's close, but it might not be right. All right, so this is the corridor. Now, what we want to note about the corridor here is that we have a statue. So let's go over to our adventure here. I think we have some statues already in the cathedral. Yeah. What are the statues? It doesn't even tell us. It doesn't even tell us. There, stone yuan-ti statues. All right, let's do this. 07 corridor. Yeah, I did spell it right. Look at that. And then we have a statue. And we're imagining these statues are in the form of a yuan-ti. This statue is in the form of a yuan-ti. And I'm thinking, you're not that late. We started about a half hour ago, but most of the half hour Caliph storm most of that half hour was me talking about stuff unrelated to this adventure, so you're not that late. Takes their armor saying it's a coat and steal it. I'm not going to steal their armor. That's... I think the idea of a sentient coat rack is awesome. This statue is in the form of a yuan-ti. It is a magical coat rack. Is coat rack 2 words? Coat rack? It is 2 words. It is a magical coat rack. I feel like my chair needs to go over a little bit. There we go. That feels better. Yeah. It is a magical coat rack that offers to hold the players, I should say, the characters' coats in a soft, what is it? How would you describe a voice that uses a lot of S sounds? A weapons rack. It's a weapons rack. It could be a weapons rack, but I don't think anybody's going to give them their weapon, right? But holding your coat is a little bit more, more likely. Zombie ownage. You need a welcome? Welcome. There. A lisp. There you go. That's what a lisp in a soft lisp. You know what? We should have this be like, if they attack it, like, we can say that it's non-combative, but if they attack it, it will defend itself. And so we could actually make this. What about a stone golem? What if we turn this into a stone golem, but it only attacks if they attack it first? How would that sound? What do you guys think of that? Let's find a stone golem. I want to see what level a stone golem is. It's going to be in the golem section. Does that sound like a good idea, or does that sound stupid? Because I can imagine some groups are going to just attack it just to make sure. But the kick is that if they don't attack it, then it doesn't do anything to them. A stone golem is it's a CR 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to my handy dandy challenge encounter rating thingy bobber. And we're going to say 4 heroes, and they're level 6. And if we have one monster that is a CR10, a CR10 5900 XP, I don't feel like that's that bad. It's deadly, okay. But it's a solo boss fight, so it's not that bad. And once they get to level 7, it gets to hard. And by the time they get to level 9, it's a medium encounter. So, and they don't have to fight it unless they actually attack it, you know? Yeah, but if they don't like, you know, attack the stupid thing, could the characters get someone else's coat, like one of the villains? Yes, Mr. Lemon Pie, that's awesome. We're gonna put a coat rack next to it with some coats that are already on it. That's awesome. You guys, we should have one of the coats has like a letter in the pocket, okay? And that letter might be a clue to something going on later in the dungeon. The only caveat to this is we haven't developed later on in the dungeon, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a note, a little comment on that in our Word document that reminds us to fill it in later. Okay, so we got some work to do. Definitely going to be a stone golem, and stone golem is on page 170. All right, because what I usually like to do here is when I create these adventures, we're using a stone golem, monster manual, 170, CR10, 5900 XP. This is just for reference's sake. It lets us know all of the monsters that we're using in the adventure. For me, this helps me as a dungeon master prepare the adventure because I know everything that's in it. So I like to list these up front when I create my adventures. It could mention a weakness. It could have something. It could be like an important clue that will definitely help the adventurers if they look at the coat rack and if they get the message. So that's a really good idea. It's like a little hidden thing that's going to help them a lot. So, I don't know. Hippo Fart. Everybody help Hippo Fart. Give him some ideas for fun CR 6 to 7 monsters. I have to create my adventure, so I can't help you create yours, but the chat can. While I'm doing some typing. Because this is gonna... Okay, so... the statue is a stone golem, but it only becomes hostile if the characters attack it first. In fact, after the first blow, after the first attack, the statue calmly says, "Please stop." And does nothing. After the second attack, it becomes hostile and attacks back. Awesome. I love it. Now, there is actually a coat rack too. So we're going to say coat rack. Next to the statue is a coat rack containing, let's roll a die. I'm going to roll a D6, and that's how many coats are on it. 2 coats. Containing 2 coats. One of the coats is made of very fine silk. And in the pocket is a letter. Now this is where we're going to put the comment in Word. This letter, we're going to make a comment here. I do this routinely when I'm developing adventures. I'll add, as I have cool ideas like this, but I'm not ready to flesh it out yet, I'll add a comment over here, and then I'll come back and I'll finish it later. So this letter, okay, so we'll say this coat this coat belongs to the big bad. The big bad. We'll say yuan-ti, and the yuan-ti abomination. That is the yuan-ti abomination leader, and the letter contains information that will help the party fight / defeat it. Flesh this out later. There we go. So later we'll have to come back after the rest of the dungeon is probably detailed out to decide what the important information might be about this. But this is a really good idea. All right, cool. I like that. Let's do some descriptive text, some read aloud text for the corridor here. And let's take a look at our map to see what our descriptive text might be while I get a drink of coffee. Chief Linevis says, "I love how my idea of a sentient coat rack was actually taken seriously for once. Thanks for honoring you." Well, it was a good idea. It was hilarious. Though that's like, honestly, like, fun, hilarious ideas like that are more likely to catch my attention and like make it in here, because it just kind of appeals to that little mischievous part of me. And you know that players will get a kick out of this, It's like it just wants to take our coats. But here's the other thing. Not only will players get a kick out of that, but they're going to be suspicious as crap. And they're going to be like, this has got to be a trap, you guys. The statue can't just want to take our coat. And they're going to spend some time trying to investigate it, figure out what's going on. Or they're just going to attack it to be safe, and then they get fought, So Arvanicor, what up, dude? He has a sword. Arvanicor, you guys, he has a sword. The last time Arvanicor was in here, heads rolled all over the floor. He is ruthless as a moderator, so I would, yeah. Actually, he's cool. He's not gonna chop any heads off. A great trap. We should have another. We have an awesome trap, you guys. We already have this pit. This hallway is an amazing trap, and we already have that in our adventure. We can definitely put someone somewhere else. But it's not. It's gonna be like maybe in the big bad boss's room, or maybe on a chest or something, because we already have a trapped hallway. Maybe it'll be on a door. I don't know. But we were gonna write some descriptive text. We have some stairways right here. So we'll say, where were those stairways again? Just before. So we'll say this corridor has a couple staircases. Probably one word. Staircases and platforms as it leads deeper into the dungeon. Just before the first staircase is a what do you call a recess? Is a recess containing a statue, and next to the statue is a coat rack. There, that's it. That's how I do. So this is my theory. This is how I do text like this, you guys. You give just a little bit of information with more information available upon request. You don't want to dump your players with a crap ton of narration and description at the very beginning of whatever room or corridor they opened up. Because what's going to happen? You're going to go on for several minutes and they're going to forget half of it and you're going to have to repeat it, right? Or they're going to get bored, or it forces you to read from the piece of paper. I try to avoid reading from pieces of paper to my players as much as possible. I go to conventions and I see people literally with a module, and they open up the module and they're reading the text from the module to the people. And they might be reading like a dialogue or a monologue from somebody, and they're literally looking down at the piece of paper, reading it to their players. I think that is lame. Sorry if you do that. I don't do it. I think it is very unengaging to do that. And so when I do read aloud text, I want a little tiny snippet that you can kind of glance down at and then tell your players. And then as they poke around and they're like, a statue? What do you mean a statue? I go look at the statue. And then you describe to them that it looks like a yuan-ti. And then it triggers its request to hold their coats. And if they go look at the coat rack, if they say there's a coat rack there, well, is there anything on the coat rack? Yes, there are 2 coats on there, and one of them is made from very fine silk. So a little bit of information, and then when they go and investigate, you give them more. And it makes it a much more engaging game experience. So there you go. DM tip of the day. When you're running games or designing adventures or some crap. So there you go. Boom. Agreed, Rosendark. You gotta look at your players. It is anathema to break eye contact. I mean, when you're describing a corridor, it should be engaging, and you should be using gestures and and like talking to them, right? Not reading from a piece of paper. That's just my thing. If you do this and I offended you, I apologize. I'm an offensive, horrible human being. That's. I hope not. I hope not. All right, that's great. We have a corridor. And we have a letter on the coat rack. Are we done with the corridor? I think the corridor is not bad. We have an interesting feature in the corridor. Let's go on to something else. Shall we? Let's do this room right here. 08. This is our next room. Let me zoom in a little bit. So there's a door that leads into this room right here, and there's something here. I already think I would know what that something might be, but I want to see what ideas we have. What is this gray, smudgy thing? What the heck is this? And you guys will notice there's a wall here, or something, and then, or does this gray, smudgy thing belong to this room? Because I can see a thick wall. Like, you guys see this thick wall? Let me see. Do I have a paintbrush? Where's my paintbrush? Where's my paintbrush? There's my brush tool. I don't need to learn how. Thank you very much. This rate, I can't draw. Why can't I draw on it? It must be rasterized. What? No, I'm not rasterizing that. You piece of crap. Anyway, you guys can see this wall. Does this smudgy thing belong to this room down here or this room up here? What do you guys think? An altar, a torture rack, a hot tub. Hot tub? Turn on the cat cam. You want to see the cat cam? All right. King Kai has a request for the cat cam. Let's see what we got. Look at that. You have 1 cat. You have 1 cat. You guys have 3 cats right now. And check this out. Way back over in the corner of the cat cam. Let me see. Right there. That is Mommy and Guapo. And it looks like they were in the middle of like wrestling and fighting and stuff. And now that I'm looking at them, they have stopped. But yeah, you got some kitties. It's blood for the anathema to be born. Ooh. Yeah, it could be a basin full of blood. The bottom room, blood pouring fountain into a snake pit. Oh, that sounds awesome. Here come the kitties. Hey, you guys want to see a convergence of kitties? Check this out. Here's a convergence of kitties. You guys are about to get a treat. Actually, they're about to get a treat. You guys are going to see a bunch of cats come. Come on, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Come on, get some food. There we go. There's Guapo. There's Mommy. I throw food on the ground and the cats all come. It's a sacrificial area. It sucks down a person to allow for easy decapitation. An organ. Ooh, an organ opens up. Yeah, but I like the idea of this being a fountain or a bath of blood right here. I kind of like that. That's a great idea. I like it being... I think it belongs to the top room. I agree, Zombie Ownage. I think it says bottom room. See, some people say bottom room. Then you can draw on it. The top room, bottom room, wishing fountain. That feels like... It feels like it go... Shake the can. Shake the can. All right, Leanne. Squeaky, come get some food. Big fat tub. He's over there on the couch just staring at me. He's like, whatever. You got a couple of cats, Guapo and Mommy. So there you go. Chris Fincher's like, I leave for a few minutes and come back to the cat cam. Hey, I do what I can around here. Sometimes you just got to show the cat cam. All right, that's enough of the cat cam. How about we go back to work? How about we get some adventure creation going on? How's that sound? The Legend of Drizzt thing that I have in my bookshelf. Hippo fart. That's a good question. Let me show you what that is real quick. Like the king of distractions, Hippo fart. You guys can blame this distraction on Hippo fart. This right here is The Legend of Drizzt. It is a board game set. Okay, you can get it on Amazon. There's actually down in the panel on my Twitch page. There's a link to my Amazon shop or whatever, and you can find that on there. And you can get crap tons of minis. You get like almost 50 minis in that thing, and I got it off Amazon for like $50. You get about 50 minis, and some of them are large minis too. So go check that stuff out. I'm pretty sure if you go to Amazon, follow the links down below and junk. If you go to Amazon, I'm pretty sure they will have, what do you want to call it? Photos and stuff, so you can see the minis that come with it. But a lot of the minis I use come from these board games. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel about ways to get cheap minis, if you want to check that out. But yeah, that's what that is. Hippo fart. All right. Yeah, $1 minis are very hard to beat, and some of them are really big too. One of them, hold on. Check this out. This is one of them, you guys. One of them is this demon. Look how big it is. Look at my hand. This is a huge mini. The base is 3x3. You get this Baylor as part of that box set. The lighting is not the best on this guy right here. The lighting was designed for my face, not for this mini. So you can't see it super well, but it's freaking awesome, okay? So I highly, highly recommend that game. Now, for the record, I have never played the game. I just got it for the minis, right? All right, we're back to the ritual blood bath. I'm getting a ride on my hands. People want to do the adventure creation. All right, let's label these rooms. First step. Whoops. The first step here is to label the rooms. So I think the bloodbath is in this top room. I definitely feel the bloodbath is up here. I feel like this is something else. I'm not sure what that is. So let's call this. So this will be 09 bloodbath. Let's take our corridor here. This is. Hold on a second. Let me do a thing. Let's do a text, and we're gonna say this is 08. Question. And then I need to highlight this guy, and I'm going to copy the layer style. Where is that? Copy layer style, and then I want to paste the layer style here. There we go. That gives our nice little stroke that we got on that bad boy. And then the bloodbath is going to be that top room. So let's create that. Duplicate layer. That's fine. I'm going to drag that up there, and we're going to call it bloodbath. So bloodbath. Probably 2 words, bloodbath. There we go. That sounds good. Bloodbath. I'm just going to put that right there-ish, so we know which room that is. Oh, that's supposed to be an 09. Let's change that. That's 09. What are we gonna call? What's in this? So we have an idea. Let's create 09 bloodbath first. We'll come back to 08 in a second. Lord Fireheart, see you later, buddy. 3 a.m. That's true. If you're from Europe, it's late. Good night, man. Thanks for joining us. Let's do 09 first. So 09, because we were talking about this bloodbath, right? So we don't know what 08 is. We don't really know what's in 08. Don't start brainstorming yet. We'll get to that in a second. I want to get 09 bloodbath detailed out here. 09 bloodbath. So let's do our read aloud text. And it's a pretty small room. It's not too big of a room. The stairs in this room lead up to the stairs, yeah, in this room lead up to a basin filled with a dark liquid. Above the basin, a large snake, a large cobra head, a large, we're going to say stone, a large stone cobra head protrudes from the wall, spilling more dark liquid into the basin. There we go. So then they walk in, and they're walking into this room, and there's this basin, and then there's this large cobra head coming out of the wall, and there's this dark fluid kind of spilling into it. Now, we're not a king cobra head. Yes, that's a great idea. A large stone king cobra head. Probably not capitalized. King Cobra head. So they walk into the room, and they don't know it's blood. You're not going to know it's blood at first. They probably have torches going, or they're using dark vision, and so they don't know what it is. They're going to have to go up there and actually investigate the liquid to determine that it is blood. So we're going to type in a liquid, and we'll say this is blood. It is from the many sacrifices that the yuan-ti have made to help their leader become an anathema. Anathema. There we go. Awesome. Now here's another question. Let me see. I'm going to read your guys' comments to see if there's any more ideas here that I missed. But we might want to put something else in this room. What else? I mean, it's great. It's great that we got a basin here that's full of blood. But is there anything else that should be in this room? Like, are there guardians in this room? This seems to be a fairly important room. If they're, this is where their blood is kept with this blood sacrifice and stuff. So I don't know if we want something else in this room. I'm gonna read your comments. It seems empty. It seems a little empty right now. We need something more. If it doesn't have a guardian, there's got to be something interesting in that room. But bear in mind as well, you guys, that we are creating an adventure of yuan-ti, and thus far, we have not put any yuan-ti in here. We have things like brood guards. We have yuan-ti purebloods we can use. We have yuan-ti malisons we can use. We have a yuan-ti abomination that we got to put somewhere. And so and then there are some yuan-ti that are in, I think, Volo's Guide to Monsters that we can use. So we have a lot of yuan-ti, and we don't have that many rooms. So I almost feel like we got to start putting some of these yuan-ti in this dungeon. Otherwise, there aren't going to be that many. So those are my current thoughts. yuan-ti purebloods, possibly. It could be purebloods that are kind of like, maybe the purebloods are carrying more bodies to add into the blood pool. You know, like maybe they have like jugs full of blood that they're pouring into the basin. So when the adventurers come and they open the door, they're like, what's going on here? They're like emptying blood into there. A blood water weird. Oh, that's a good idea, dude. A night whisperer. Oh man, that's really cool too. It could be an area where sacrifices happen to drain them for the blood needed in the pool in 09. Where's that? 08? Hey, John, what's up, dude? Spacey James, my buddy John. Good to see you, man. Yes, yuan-ti are the bad guys, man. Where have you been? Is this the first stream you've come to? Man, you need to get caught up. You talk to me all the time at work and keep me from working, and you never ask me about what we're doing. Yeah, the blood weird would be sweet. Elite guards. Ooh. Ooh. If the players touch the blood, poison needles come out of the cobra fangs. There's got to be something in there. There's got to be something interesting. I love the idea of the blood weird. What I think is we can have a couple. I like the idea of the purebloods, right, that are emptying blood into it. But I also love the idea of the water weird. So I think we could probably put both of those in there. I think that'd be really cool. All right, cool. Let's type some stuff. And then we still have to figure out what's in this room down here, but we'll do that in a second. I think, let's go over here. So then we'll say two purebloods? I feel like it's 2 purebloods. But you know what we should do? Let's go over to this guy here. And purebloods are, what level are purebloods? We don't have them in here yet. Let's look up. We need to look up the pureblood in the monsters manual. So let's go to yuan-ti. And a yuan-ti pureblood is, so it's a CR1 200 XP. That's right here. Yuan-ti pureblood monster manual. What page was that on? 310. Go back. Page 310. CR1 200 XP. All right, good. And then let's look up while we're at it. We're gonna do a water weird. I think a water weird is like a CR3 if I'm not mistaken. But let's find a water weird. And yep, CR3. Look at that. I have run Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition before. Oh, look at that. I remember what the water weird is. I'm special.
I'm special, everybody. Yeah.
Water weird. That's on page 299. Let's write that down. Dong 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 dong. Water weird. Monster manual 299. CR3 700 XP. Awesome. And if you guys are if anybody's wondering why when I type it's like gung 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 gung, I have a mechanical keyboard. I love mechanical keyboards. That makes it so much easier to type, but they're very loud. That's the payout. That's the drawback. Now, what I was doing, the reason I was looking up their CRs is we're designing an encounter in this room, and so we want to punch some numbers and make sure we're designing a balanced encounter. So we're gonna add a row here. My yuan-ti purebloods, what level were they? They're 200 XP, and those guys are 700. So the purebloods are 200, and the water weird, the blood weird, is 700. And there's one of those, and we had envisioned 2 purebloods, right? That's an easy encounter. Oh, that's kind of lame. What if there are 2 water weirds? I mean, we're talking about this adventure is designed for levels 6 to 9, so I feel like we can probably do that. Ooh, then it becomes hard. For level 6 characters, it's hard. For level 7 characters, it's medium. If we go to 9, it becomes easy again. So we're gonna have to make this a little bit adjustable. Then it's easy. Then it's hard. Okay. This is how we do this. This is how we do this. Do I have one of those yet? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna grab this guy. This is my, if you haven't seen this before, this is how I create encounters that are variable. In other words, depending upon what level they are, it can be different numbers of monsters. And so the first one is going to be yuan-ti pureblood. And then this one right here is going to be, I can't highlight. This is going to be a water weird. So at level 6, it's a hard, where is this guy? Whoops, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. It's hard, and we have 1800 and 3600. 1800, whoops, 3600, and then 1800 here, and then there's 2 purebloods and there's 1 water weird. And I spelled weird wrong. There we go. Basically, so the XP awarded is the amount of XP you'd actually give them if they defeat this encounter. And then the adjusted XP is the XP you would use when you're calculating the adventuring day mechanic, which we haven't really looked at, and I don't know that we want to get that nitty gritty. We should, but we probably won't. Then we're talking like even more, it's not that complicated, but I don't want to get bogged down. Ninja says, hopefully your players don't watch your streams. Actually, this adventure that I'm creating will probably never get used with any of my players. Most of these things that I create on live stream, I just create for you guys to use. So yeah, they're probably never gonna encounter this. What about if lower players see it, the yuan-ti sacrifice themselves and become part of the weirds? Ooh, that's interesting. Well, this is only a hard. This isn't that bad. A hard encounter is not that big of a deal. I think they'll be okay if we have the 2 purebloods and 1 water weird. Because what we're gonna do is now we're gonna start calculating the numbers for higher levels, and it becomes medium. Whoops. Oh wait, no, we had 2 of them. Oh, we had 2 of them. Hold on a second. Yeah, we had 2 of them. So I put that in there wrong. We had 2 of them there. And then at level 6, so at level 7, it becomes a medium. I'm okay with it being a medium. We're going to copy paste that from there. Only we're going to rename this. So if you're level 7, it's a medium encounter. And then now probably when we go to level 8, it's going to become too easy. It's still a medium, but we're going to beef it up. We're going to put 3 purebloods in there and see what happens. Nope. Let's do 4 purebloods and see what happens. It's still medium. What the? That's crazy. I gotta have 5. That's too many. Now we have too many people in the room. There's way too many people in the room. I think I want to keep 2 purebloods, and let's increase the number of water weirds. That's not enough. Okay, water weirds are no longer strong enough. Maybe we could use water elementals. We could increase it to water elementals. We're gonna put our carnivore is going crazy about a nightmare speaker, and somebody else has mentioned these before. We are going to use a nightmare speaker. It's not in this room though. We already have the concept for this room, but we should put it somewhere else. We definitely got to put it somewhere else. Those are really cool. I like those things. I thought this was our friend yuan-ti. No, you don't. No, John. These are the bad guy yuan-tis, not your friends. These are the bad guys. That was the last bit of coffee. I'm gonna have to go get some more here. Yeah, you know what, Mr. Lemon Pie, I think you're probably right. I think what we're running into in this room is, we might need to add some other yuan-ti. Instead of purebloods, they might be something different. So instead of purebloods, we could add in, where are the yuan-ti? We could make them Malisons. We could make them yuan-ti Malisons instead. It could be 2 of these guys that are pouring in the sacrifices, right? We could do that. Blood elementals? Ooh. Yeah, but I don't have blood elementals in my books, and I'm not going to pull it from a third party. Nightmare Speaker. I don't want to put the Nightmare Speaker in here. Let's put the Nightmare Speaker somewhere else. Volo's Guide, a yuan-ti priest. That's an idea. That's an idea. Let's go to non-player characters in the back here. One of these could be a priest. Where is the priest? What level? A priest is a CR2. That's pretty simple. What if we did? But there could be. We could add this on top of the pureblood, yuan-ti pureblood priest. Interesting. Now I'm trying to think about how we want to do this. Got lots of options here. If we made this 450, now we're getting into some nitty-gritty math. Nitty-gritty math. We're going to say we have 0 of these, and we have 450 of these. Or, that's the experience points. That's too weak. That's still too weak. We need something stronger. I think if we did Malisons, I think if we just made there be 2 Malisons, see, our problem is solved. Now it becomes hard. I think the easiest solution is to make these things Malisons. And we're going to, where do you grab this when we're done? There's a link to this Word document down in the panel on my Twitch page. You can download it. You can get the current version that we finished last live stream right now, and you can what we're working on tonight. I'll upload it, and update that link after tonight's stream. I think the easiest way to solve this, you guys, without going down a rabbit hole, is to save all of our ideas for different yuan-ti for different rooms, and then simply make this one a yuan-ti malison. That is the cleanest answer to get the challenge rating that we're going for. So a yuan-ti malison is on page 309. So I'm going to go up here and yuan-ti malison, Monster Manual 309, CR3, 700 XP, and then let's jump back down to the Bloodbath. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say, yeah. Add that above. Where's my table? Layout. The table. Where's my table? There it is. Table design. Layout. Add it above. Oop. Undo. Add it below. Add it below. All right. Now we do yuan-ti malison. Now what we're going to do at level 9, we're going to have 2, or level 8 and 9, we're going to have 2 of them. So instead of a pureblood, when we get to levels 8 and 9, we're going to have Malisons instead. And that is going to give us the desired challenge rating for this encounter. So where is that? Oh, it's right here. And then at level 9, it becomes a medium, but that's acceptable. I'm okay with that. It's 2,800 and 5,600 for these numbers. And this is going to be hard. And this will be medium. And we're just going to make, now what we're going to do is we're going to make a DM note at levels 6 and 7. The cloaked figures are yuan-ti purebloods. And at levels 8 and 9, they are yuan-ti malisons. There. That is the cleanest way to do this, you guys. 2 cloaked figures are dumping a large, what would it be? An urn, some sort of large receptacle. What would you put blood in? What kind of container would we put blood in if we were yuan-ti Dark Brotherhood people? Keg? A keg of blood? A vat. Ooh, a vat of blood. A cask or a bowl. A keg of blood. A large... a Kool-Aid jar. I'm going to go with vat. A large vat of liquid